Ahoy hoy! Oh my gosh, it's Trevor. Who else is it going to be? I live alone. I live alone. Who else is going to sneak up on you? Hello, it's Trevor. It's Trevor. Welcome to my living room. I got a brick wall. I got a crayons here. Hello. Welcome. If it's your first time here, this is my living room. You've made it. You made it. If you've been here before, you know how it goes. I stand in front of a camera and I yell at you. Hello, thank you for coming. This is great. This is great you're here. We had a fantastic sunset here in Montreal about an hour and some change ago. We're going to talk a lot about sunsets tonight. Let's start with a little drink of water, of course. There we go. Let's get into it. I'm not going to waste your time. It's Thursday. There's probably a great episode of Frasier coming on. We see somebody in the comments saying hi with an exclamation point. Dorororo. I'm here for it. I'm here. All right, let's show some slides. This is what we're going to talk about. You know this. You've probably seen this photo before. Daylight saving time. That is among us. It is coming quick. It's coming this Sunday. I'm going to talk more about that. I think daylight saving time is a good thing. Now, some people don't agree, but I'm here to convince you tonight that it is a good thing. I swear, it's pretty good. If you don't know me, my name is Trevor. I think I've said that already. My name's Trevor. That's what I look like. And this is what I look like right now, actually. This, like, as it says on the tin can, here I am. This is what I look like. I didn't always used to look this way. In fact, even 4, 5, 6 weeks ago, I looked like this hideous beast right here. Why didn't anybody tell me about this beard? This is too much. Look at this. Let's get a close-up look. That's what I used to look like. Yikes. We changed. We've trimmed up. And we look like a responsible adult now. Okay, let's get that beast off. This is what I actually look like when I do take care of myself. Okay, I'm Plateau Astro. It's a one-person operation. There's no, it's just me. I'm not going to belabor this too much, but I'm the guy with the telescope in the street. Maybe you've seen me before in the time before, the land before what we live in now. What am I saying? I used to bring the telescope into the street, and here's some people. There's a guy. I think I'm wearing the same shirt I am in that photo right there. I used to be able to put people's phones on there, and we would take close-up shots of the moon like this. Here's another shot of the moon like that. Here's another shot of the moon when it is full. We used to be able to do this. Hello, Manon. Hello. Bonjour. Ça va? This is multilingual. Sprinkles of multilingual. I used to be able to do this, but now it's all online, where you are right now, okay? Last year, I've had to teach online, and these long form ones, I kind of call these like live stream essays, okay? Hopefully they're entertaining. When you hear the word essay, that is usually not the funnest thing. I try to make them as entertaining as I can. Other things too, real quick, I'm for hire. If you have a classroom or a youth group, hey, get in touch. I'd love to give a presentation. Okay, I can drink less coffee if you need. Okay, if you want to support, again, really quick. Let's get to the show, Trev. Let's get to it. Yep. If you want to give a one-time donation or a monthly donation, hey, I need it. Look at me. I need it. Hello from Tracy and Jack. Jack is here. Thank goodness. Hello, Jack. Hello, Tracy. Hope you're enjoying your coloring books. You can go to plateauastro.com/support. I'd love to take your money. That's really what we're trying to get at here. No, it really does help. This is a lot of work. So if you do want to support, I will take it. If you want to follow, again, hear this stuff. We're going to get to the show really quick. There it is. It's in your mind. There it is. Let's not belabor it. Today, oh my gosh, boy, is it special. Not only because you're here. It is my nephew's 2nd birthday. Yes, this face right here, this is the face of an uncle, somehow, okay? It's my nephew's 2nd birthday. So everybody, happy birthday, Teddy. Happy birthday, Teddy. We did it. Happy birthday, Teddy. You all want to see photos. I know you want to see photos. Here's a photo of my my nephew in popsicle stick caricature form. That's my nephew. We hung out today. That's what we did. We missed each other for Christmas because we couldn't travel. So we hung out with the Festivus pole today. Me and my nephew. There it is. He's going to look back on this. This is going to be archived. In 20 years now, he's going to look at this and say, was Uncle okay? Kid, he's doing great. He's fantastic. Okay. Enough of this. Enough intro. Get to the Jack's here. I can't swear. Get to the show, Trevor. Get to the show. Daylight saving time. It's a good thing, I swear, and it's coming up. Let's get right into it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Get a beverage. Hope you're here. Stick around. All right, let's get into this. What's happening? When is this? What are we doing? What are we doing here? Yes, Sunday, coming up, Sunday, March 14th, the third month, the 14th day. That's Pi Day. Sunday, this Sunday, March 14th, we're going to move our clocks forward 1 hour. Now, you probably know this already. This isn't news to you. I swear there is more interesting things to come. This Sunday, we're moving our clocks forward 1 hour, okay? And what's that going to look like? Well, we're going to get some nice views like this, okay? We're going to have later sunsets. Now, let's look at some of the data here. This Saturday, March 13th, this is what time the sun sets here in Montreal, 5:57 p.m. What about the next day? The next day, it sets at 6:59 p.m., an hour later. This is the nuts and bolts of it. I know you know this. Okay? But what this means, we have sunsets that are later, and this is where people who jog and stuff get angry. We're going to have sunrises that are going to be later too. This is the trade-off. This is the great trade-off, okay? March 13th, sunrises at 6 p.m., 6:10 a.m. The next day, it'll rise 7 a.m., okay? This is the trade-off. You're also going to lose an hour of sleep, okay? And I think people don't enjoy that. I understand, but I swear there's great benefits to it. I'm going to convince you that it is good. It is my job to convince you that this is good. I swear. All right? You with me? Let's take a drink of water because as he talks fast, he gets dry mouth here. I've always wondered this. Where do we do daylight saving time? Okay? Is it everywhere? Okay? I grew up in Alberta and I had family who lived in Saskatchewan, and there was always some sort of a phone call issue with my parents trying to talk to Auntie Kathy, okay? Saskatchewan wasn't using daylight saving time. Where do places use daylight saving time? Let's look at a map, okay? Is it everywhere that we use this? Let's take a look. Let's open up the map here. Here's a map of all the places that use daylight saving time. The places that are in green are the places that use DST. DST is daylight saving time, okay? You can see all these places here. You can see that Saskatchewan is weird, okay? The rectangle there, okay? It's hip to be square. They took it too literally. All the places that are in green use daylight savings time. In total, there are 75 places. And by places, of course, I mean countries. 75 countries that use daylight savings time. Is that a lot? Well, 174 countries don't use it. Okay, I always thought daylight savings time was an everywhere thing. Turns out it's a minority thing. It's like only a third of countries in the world actually use daylight savings time. I keep saying savings. It's daylight saving. Doesn't matter. Okay, so here's all the countries that use daylight saving in green. Now I'm going to put this little line right here. Now this is a question for Jack. Okay, this is a question for Jack, who I know is listening. I believe he turned 10 the other day. By the other day, I mean 6 or so weeks ago. That line right there. What is that red line? I know most of you know this. Of course, it is the equator. Jack was screaming it. I could hear him. It is the equator, okay? Why do I bring this up? Why do I bring up the equator here? Let's take a look at the countries that use daylight savings and the ones that don't. You notice this region right here, this little band? I'm going to make that a little bit bigger for you. That band right there, there's not many countries that are using daylight savings there, are there? Curious, isn't it? Okay, why? 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 How come countries that are near the equator don't use daylight savings? It's interesting, isn't it? I'm going to give an example, okay? Two locations on planet Earth, okay? And let's compare what's going on with these two places. Now, the two locations, I'm going to use Montreal, and I'm going to use a place called Quito, Ecuador. These two places right there. Let's compare, and let's see how Montreal and Quito, Ecuador, how they compare when it comes to daylight. And we're going to see the daylight change over a year between these two spots. Okay. Now, why is he doing this? Let's find out. Okay. Montreal. On the winter solstice, this is the day with the least amount of light. Okay. Sure, it's 4 days before Christmas, but there's not much light. It's kind of sad. Okay. December 21st. How much daylight do we get? We get 8 hours and 42 minutes of daylight. That's it. 8 hours and 42 minutes. Okay. Not that much. Let's go forward 6 months. Let's go to June 21st, the most glorious day, summer solstice. We get 15 hours and 41 minutes of light. That's almost 7 hours more daylight than the winter solstice. That's a lot. Okay. And you can witness that. You see way more light in June versus you do in December. So that's Montreal. So 7 hours more daylight there. Quito, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, I'm sorry. Quito, Ecuador, December 21st. Now remember, in Montreal, we had about 8 hours and 40 some odd minutes of daylight. What about in Quito, which again is on the equator? 12 hours and 8 minutes. Interesting. There's 24 hours in a day, and they get 12 hours and 8 minutes of daylight. What about 6 months later? How much time of daylight do they get? They get, on June 21st, 12 hours and 6 minutes. Jump in Caesar's cross. What is this? What have they done? It's 2 minutes difference, okay, between the two. My point here is, if you're near the equator, your daylight doesn't fluctuate that much, barely at all. Look at this, 2 minutes, okay? Your day is basically the same, no matter which day, if you're near the equator. But if you're in Montreal, which I assume maybe you're around here, unless you're my mom and dad, in which case you're in Alberta, in which the case is even more nutso. It varies a lot. Why? Why the variance? Why the variance between these two places? Okay, it is because of Earth's tilt. Earth's tilt. What are you talking about, Trevor? What are you talking about? Well, this is where we get into fun demo time here. This is where Trevor talks about styrofoam balls and stuff. This is, of course, a styrofoam ball right here. Okay, you've seen this before. In fact, I'll make sure you get a nice view of this. Let's zoom in here. You've seen a styrofoam ball. You can also get a close-up of my face, but we're not going to do it that close. Here is a styrofoam ball. And the Earth, of course, rotates like this. Okay, you know this. Okay. The Earth, though, it doesn't just rotate like this. It does this really weird thing where it tilts, or where it rotates at an angle, at a tilt, like that. You've probably heard that phrase before, Earth's tilt. This is what they're referring to when it's like this. In fact, if you have a globe handy, and I have a pre-baked globe right here, ready for the show. This right here, you've seen one of these before, I'm sure, in a classroom. If you kids remember what classrooms are, this is a globe. And you notice how it's also tilted? It's weird, okay? Are they all broken? No, the Earth actually has a tilt like this, okay? The Earth is tilted like that. It's tilted by about 23 degrees, but let's not get into that. What I have for you is I have a demonstration. Let me just make sure of that, because my slides might say, yes, I do. I have a demonstration for you. Let's get to the demonstration. This is where I do some fun camera work. And this is normally where you have a crew to help you do this. Watch this. This is going to be fun. I'm going to tilt you over here. You're going to get a sneak peek at the rest of my life here. Oh my gosh, he's got bobbleheads of himself. He's got a bookshelf there that is just an array of different things. Let's zoom in right there. What is he doing here? Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, this is a really fun angle, isn't it? What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little demo for you. I'm going to turn this light off right there. This light is going to represent the sun, okay? And I'm going to use this styrofoam ball once again to show the rotation of the Earth and show you kind of how we get different seasons on Earth, as well as why the North Pole is dark during the wintertime and why during the summertime it's light all the time. I'm going to get into that. But I'm just going to turn off the light. Give me 1 second. You can refill your beverage. I'll be back in 10 seconds. So you might not even have time to do that. 1 second. Okay. Here we go. Now, something I want to demonstrate to you is, first of all, and I can take a drink of water. This honestly looks like a scene from like Touched by an Angel or something. Okay, we have the Earth right here, and I mentioned that it has a tilt. It has a tilt like that. I'm going to demonstrate that by putting this like there. Now, why am I doing that? Why am I doing that? Well, I'm going to have the Earth tilted like this, and this is just going to sort of help to show which direction the Earth is tilted all of the time. Okay, hopefully this will work because I have to do some zooming in stuff here. Can I do that? Oh my gosh, it's working. Good Lord. Okay, so this is the sun right here, and this is the Earth right there. I can zoom in just a little bit right there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, sun right here, and we Earth right here, and as I mentioned, it is tilted like this. Okay, so if the Earth was not tilted, if the Earth wasn't tilted, and it was like this, every day that the Earth went around, every place on Earth will get equal amounts, 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of night, if it didn't have this tilt. Now, our Earth is not like this. This is a really fun camera angle, is it not? The Earth is not like that. The Earth is tilted like that. Now, I want you to notice this part right here. In fact, I can zoom in a little bit more here. Yeah, there we go. You can see like this. I'm going to rotate the Earth like that. And this is simulating what the Earth would look like on one day, okay? Notice how no matter how much I rotate it, this part is always lit up, okay? So this is sort of simulating summertime. This is really close. Summertime in the Northern Hemisphere, okay? Always lit up right there. Now, the Earth goes around the sun like this. Okay, I'll zoom in out just a little bit there. And at this point, it's wintertime in the Northern Hemisphere. Now I'm going to rotate the Earth like that again. Notice how this part is always in shadow. Okay, you've heard of midnight or eternal darkness up at the North Pole. This is wintertime up in the Northern Hemisphere during winter. And on this side, it is summertime, and it is always light right there. And all of this is caused by this tilt, okay? So the Earth goes around the sun like this, and it's always tilted this direction, like that, okay? Now, what this makes for us, this is really close. Let's take that back a notch. What this means is if you're near the equator, you're always going to get 12 hours of daylight. But if you're farther from the equator, which relatively we kind of are here in Montreal, we're going to get that variance between the summertime getting lots of light and during the wintertime, not so much light, maybe around 8.5 hours of light during the wintertime, and during the summertime, 15.5 hours. And that's all because of Earth's tilt. The reason why we're yelling at each other and arguing is all because of the Earth's tilt like this. If the Earth was like this and not tilted, we wouldn't be running into this issue. So it's kind of fun to think about different planets that are out there, exoplanets. They might not have that tilt, and they might not run into daylight savings time issues like we do here on Earth. It's a very dramatic angle, is it not? Huh, indeed. Okay, I'm going to turn this light back on to save you from the mess that I'm putting you through with this Zoom here. All right, give me 1 second. Refill your drink. You got 10 seconds. Okay. There we go. We're pretty zoomed in there. That's pretty harsh. Let's zoom out a little bit. There we go. Okay, we got some comments here. This is great. This is great. And I'll take questions. If you have do you have questions, throw them at me. Not literally, but just in comment form, okay? Just some of the things here. We've got yep, equator. Yep, they got that. That was a few minutes ago. Carolina Broom. Brazil used to use daylight saving until it got an insane president. Well, yes, we can talk politics in the no spin zone at the end here. It might not affect them, says Jack. Jack's on the ball here. Carolina Broom. Hi, Jack and Tracy. Everybody say hi, Jack and Tracy. Good. Greg. Hi, Trev. I'll be good. Greg doesn't like daylight savings. Next to equator, sunset lasts really fast, lasts around 5 minutes or less. I can talk about that in just a moment. And happy pandemiversary. Words we didn't think we would say a year ago. Actually, maybe a year ago we would at this point. Okay, so that's a little demo there. Hopefully that's okay for you. Next time you see a globe, look at how it's tilted, okay? Your globe isn't broken. It's designed the right way. Okay, let's take a little drink of water and let's look at these slides again. There's more points. It's not just demos here. Let's get into it. Okay, so that's because of Earth's tilt. We have this variance in how much daylight places get on Earth. If you're further away from the equator, you're going to get huge variances. If you're on the equator, it's going to be the same basically every day for you. Quito, Ecuador, same day every day. Could probably rephrase that, but you get my point. The gist of this: if you're further from the equator, you're going to get extremes in daylight. So because of that, here in the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere further away, we have to adjust. We have to adjust, okay? Now, here we get into the part where I want to convince you that daylight saving time is a good thing. Now, I have Greg, Instagram friend Greg. He does not like daylight savings time. He says, Trev, I'll be good. Well, here I am. I'm here to argue, okay? I'm here to convince you that I think daylight saving time is really good, okay? Let's get into it. Misconception. Here's the misconception that a lot of people have. They will say this to me. I've heard this line before. I hate daylight saving time. Strong words, not I dislike. They'll say, I hate daylight saving time. Okay, Daryl, Carol, whatever your name is, Brad, I hate daylight saving time. I think they misunderstand what daylight saving time actually offers them, okay? I did a poll the other day on my Instagram. This I have learned prepping this show. I said I was going to do this thing where all teaching about daylight saving time. I found out some people don't like late sunsets. Me, I'm a late sunset guy. Sue me. Don't, because I can't. I'll lose that. I can't afford a lawyer right now. You should support me on Patreon. No, some folks don't like late sunsets. I need your data. I need your opinion. I want to do a poll. What do you prefer? What do you prefer? Do you prefer early sunsets? No, early sunrises or late sunsets. Let's look at the data. What did people say? 90% of people. 90% of people preferred late sunsets over early sunrises. This is the most scientific thing I've ever done in my life. This data is true. I'm standing by it. No, this is a poll. We don't know, but that's pretty solid. People like late sunsets. Let's just run with it for a second, okay? People like late sunsets, and yet a lot of people will say, I hate daylight savings. Well, here it is. Daylight saving equals late sunsets. If you like late sunsets, you like daylight savings. I'm putting words in your mouth, okay? Dan or whatever your name is. Daylight savings equals late sunsets. And people will say, nah, it's not true. It's not true. Well, I'm going to convince you it is true. I'm going to convince you it is true. Let's take a look at what life would look like without daylight saving time. Let's make this big, okay? Make me small, okay? What did life look like without daylight saving time? Here's a rectangle. Welcome. Here's a rectangle. This represents a day, okay? This is going to represent 24 hours. We have midnight on the left side. We got other midnight, 24 hours on the right-hand side, and in the middle, this is all 24 hours here, okay? And we're going to pretend here that we have 12 hours of daylight. I'm going to put my head there. That's good. So this is a 12-hour day, 24 hours with 12 hours of daylight here. And we're going to place this inside of this 24-hour block, right in the middle there, okay? Makes sense, okay? The sun rises at 6 a.m. and it sets at 6 p.m. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's good. Let's load up another little rectangle here, okay? And what this is going to represent is Trevor's life. what my life actually looks like, okay? I, like you, I don't get up at 6 a.m., okay? I am not going to admit the exact day, the exact time I wake up, but it is not 6 a.m. It is later than that. Let's say it's 8 a.m., okay? I wake up at 8 a.m. and I go to bed later than Jack, okay? I go to bed at, say, 2 a.m. Don't ask. This is what my life looks like, okay? Do you notice a disconnect here? Do you notice a do you get the problem here, okay? I am missing out on 2 hours of daylight in the morning, okay? It's happening and I'm not there for it, okay? I'm not awake yet, okay? I am missing out on this, okay? It's gone. I can't enjoy it. What if we could just, and I did the animation there, I'm sorry. What if we could just slide day over a little bit more, okay? We have that power. We have that power, and that's what daylight saving time offers us, okay? Standard time, okay? This is what life looked like before we invented daylight saving time. People would miss out on the sun being up. They would be asleep, okay? Let's pretend, if we will. I'm not sure if my parents are here. If they are, they will surely have words for this. If Trevor was a farmer, I literally have a sheep popsicle stick right here. If Trevor was a farmer, okay. If I was a farmer, you know, and I wasn't a farmer, I was farm adjacent. Here is my childhood home, the acreage. This is a fence that is busted, and I took a photo of it because the cows were, free in our yard, okay? And I had to go and wrangle them back in. This is about as much farming as I really did, okay? We owned sheep for a while, but I would barely call that farming, okay? I lived around animals, okay? But I was not a farmer, okay? Trevor is not a farmer. Does that look like a farmer to you? That's my dad, and that's the dog, okay? This is not a farmer, okay? Look at him, okay? If I was a farmer, okay, maybe standard time would have made sense. The sun would rise at 6 a.m. I would also wake up at 6 a.m. However, Trevor is not a farmer, okay? Neither are you, okay? I bet if you're watching this, you are probably not a farmer. There's good chances. Maybe my Uncle Don is watching. If so, I hope the pigs are okay, all right? But if you're watching this, there's a 95, 98% chance you're probably not a farmer, okay? Probably, okay? Society has changed, all right? We're not a nation of farmers. We are not an agrarian culture. That is a fun word to say if I can pronounce it right. Agrarian culture. Society has changed. Me, I live in the city. You probably live in the city too, or around there, or your life is sort of centered around that. You probably don't get up at 6 a.m. If you do, I'm doing a rosary for you. And I'm not even Catholic anymore. Me, later sunsets are a good thing because I would be able to actually witness them. And I don't witness early sunrises. Oh, my sister's here. Teddy loved the shout out, Uncle Trev. Hello, Teddy. You are here, not even in spirit. You are literally here right. Oh, there you go. Right there. Ha ha ha. Okay. So I think later sunsets are a good thing. I'm going to presume most people actually enjoy them too. The majority of people love daylight saving time, okay? But, there's a misconception that daylight saving time is the day that we lose an hour of sleep, and therefore people think and hate daylight saving time. But I have to tell you, this is the beginning of the propaganda machine. I enjoy daylight saving time. I enjoy later sunsets. I think I've said this enough times in about 4 different ways. You get my point. So it comes in November that we change our clocks back, okay? In spring, we spring forward, we move our clocks forward an hour, and in November, in autumn, we fall back. We get an extra hour of sleep, we fall back. And I think people enjoy that. People think it's a good thing when they get the extra hour of sleep. Well, what do you get when you get that extra hour of sleep? You get earlier sunsets. You get earlier sunsets. You get sunsets at like 4 p.m., and people hate that. People hate that. So why do we change it back? Why do we change it back? November 7th, this year, that's when we'll be changing it back. We'll gain an hour of sleep, but our sunsets will be earlier. We don't have to, okay? This is a society, people. It's a society, okay? We can change this, all right? We can. Why am I a revolutionary all of a sudden? We can stay on daylight saving time forever. This is what I propose. We move our clocks forward, and then we don't touch them ever again. Okay, just keep them that way. All right. Don't move the clocks backwards in autumn. Keep them where they are. We'll have later sunsets all of the time. I know the 10% of the weirdos out there won't enjoy it. I'm sorry for calling you a weirdo, but it's kind of true. I'm joking. But I think most people like sunsets later in the night. Daylight saving time is good. Let's not move the clocks back. You with me? You with me? Okay. The last time I gave a presentation, I said it would take 30 minutes. I talked for an hour and a half, okay? So I've talked for 32 minutes now. I think we're right on time. I think that is a good place to sort of end it. Daylight saving time, good thing. Move the clocks forward. Don't move them back in autumn. You get my point? Get my point here? I hope that demo with the sun and the moon, sorry, the sun and earth helped there. And I hope my revolutionary screeds here have convinced you. Move the clocks forward. Don't move them back. Later sunsets are good. Hope you're having a good Lent. No, let's do some questions. I'm going to go through some of the comments here. Thanks for watching, by the way. My gosh, good. I think my nephew's here. Okay, good. Hello, Teddy. You're really going to enjoy this in a few years. Okay, let's go through some of the. I do have questions. So if you do have questions, you can throw that there. But let's look through some of the comments here. Brazil used to use daylight saving until it got an insane president. I believe you're talking about Bolsonaro. The no spin zone will start up soon enough. Yeah, I was reading and researching all about which countries have used daylight saving time before. I'm gonna show you a fast fact in a moment. Okay, stick around for this. This will be fun. Hi, Tracy and Jack. Next to equator, Tracy Rosen. You'll have to convince me too. Well, Tracy, do you like later sunsets? I'm telling you, they're the best. They're the best, Jerry. They're the best. It was rigged, electoral fraud. This again. Yep. We like early sunrisers, early sunrise. So I get it. I am who I am. I'm a night crawler. I like late sunsets. Some people like early sunrises. Hey, that's okay. You're wrong, but I'm joking. No, people vote on this. There have been referendums. I don't think in Canada, but in other countries there have been. And some regions don't. Saskatchewan doesn't do it. Places in Australia, half the country doesn't use it, okay? That could be about different time zones. That opens up a whole other discussion. Honestly, daylight saving time is like, can be fiercely political, and it is fun because you get into time zone delineation and stuff like that. Anyways, Gregor goes to bed at 3 a.m. It's a battle between early risers and late bedders. Teddy loved the shout out. Hello. If you're watching this from the future, I hope the year 2029 is great. I hope they haven't ruined the Star Wars franchise. Jack is taking umbrage at being called a farmer. Sorry, Jack. Sorry, Jack. Here's a sheep for you, bud. There you go. All right. Oh, I think I have a cat too. Yeah. Every farm needs a good mouse killer. There you go. Welcome to the farm. Ding, 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 ding. Let's see. We got some other comments. Yes, stayed with you. Good demo. DS is good to unload the electric system as evening rush hours more spread. Yeah. Okay. So I didn't get into a lot of issues because literally this could be a 4-hour live stream. This could actually be a series of lectures that somebody who actually knows this domain well could do. There are other reasons why you might not want to be on daylight savings time, though that doesn't really help my case, so I didn't bring it up. Communication, talking with other countries that do or do not use it. You would think about that. Yes, energy consumption, depending on whether you want to use less energy, whether you want to utilize the sun's heat and light being there, so you're city isn't using the grid so much. That's a concern. I couldn't get into it. Okay. But yeah, that is another concern as well. We got agreeers. We got agreeers here. Good. I think doing this stream brings out the shall we say, DST radicals or the standard time radicals. We're gonna. This is CNN. Okay, we're basically getting opposite channels here clashing. Okay. Evelyn Zenoj. Welcome to pronunciation happy hour here. Okay. All right. Zenoj, I agreed. I'm not sure what they agreed to, but thank you. Ariana. Ariana is the artist who made the cover for this. Very good. Very good. I'll talk about this in a second. Speaking of support. Natalie Wallette. In my experience, people think DST starts in the fall and ends in the spring. This is a good point. So they often say they hate DST, but they're confused. Great point. Brings up a great point here. Yeah. In the days, we are not on daylight savings time right now. We're off it. I'm off it. We're not on daylight saving time right now. Because we're not on it, we have early sunsets. Daylight saving time begins. Daylight saving time begins in the next couple of days. That was a very dramatic way to say that sentence, was it not? Good point, Natalie. Great point. Okay, here we get into the fun part here. When did DST start? We missed if you mentioned it. No, you're right. I did not mention this. I did not mention this. I'm going to bring out my slides again because I'm going to go to the fast facts area. Yes, there's a slide that says fast facts because I couldn't come up with anything more clever than that. Questions? Fast facts. I might only had one, but then I added one too. So it is facts. Fast facts. Canada is the longest country to use DST. We're the record holder. We're the country that has used daylight saving time the longest. Okay, we started using it in 1908. We have used it for 109 years. There might have been a year or something there where we didn't use it. The website I got this information from might be wrong, but Canada is the world record holder for using daylight saving time. Bring that up at the next Zoom cocktail party. This is a fun one. Bangladesh. If Canada's used it 109 years, how long has Bangladesh been used it? They did it for 1 year. They did it for 1 year and decided, nope, we're not using it. You know what that reminds me of? Yep. I'm out. Anyways, yes, they did it for 1 year and decided, nah, we're not gonna use it. So yes. Other things. Whoever gets that joke. All right. Last year, daylight saving time. I think we can all agree that March 13th was the day that everything sort of shut down. Okay. It's also good that it was like Friday the 13th. So foreboding. I didn't really realize this until I was researching today, and then sort of like recalled my brain of, oh yeah. When did daylight saving start last year? It started March 8th. It started just a couple of days before everything really started going to caca. This is multilingual. Kids get that. Anyways, sorry. Yeah, it happened before everything shut down. I wonder how different it would have felt in those first few days if it was like dark and then we switched it like a few days after the lockdown. I don't know. Okay, great question, Tracy, because that spurred some slides that I forgot I had made. BC, which is where Gregory is, voted to stay on daylight savings time. Good, it's a good place. It's a good place. British Columbia, my heart is with you. Oh, here we go. We got questions from the aunts now. All right. Is the main point, though, just sunrise and sunsets? Alberta had a referendum and voted on keeping daylight savings time. I kind of talked about this a little bit. Yeah, it's not just about sunrise and sunsets. There's energy consumption in there. Top of my head, I wish I could speak very fluently on the pros and cons of that. I don't want to lie to you. I don't want to misspeak. And so this is called, there's a thing called the internet, and we can all find out our own information. But even that has problems. Anyways, yeah, there's other things to consider there. One thing, though, I do want to mention is there is data to back this up. And this is sort of grim to talk about, honestly. when we do move our clocks forward, people lose an hour of sleep. That's what happens. And there is data to show that there is a spike in traffic mortality rates because of that. Let's talk not deeply about this. So there is like this concern of when we change that, there are sad effects for it. Me, if I was emperor, if I was child emperor of this country, which I am not, I would say, again, move it forward and then never touch it again. Okay? Especially don't do this every year. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So that is another thing to consider. Here we go. Evelyn, I'm sorry. Zinaj. Where's that from? I don't know. Agreed with you. Move the clocks forward. Don't touch them. Menon, haha. Good. Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to explain the gram. No, Tracy, no. Things shall come in time. Things shall come in time. Okay. Throw questions here if you have any more. A few things I'm just going to mention. The Montreal. Oh, if you want to see my slides, there you go. Montreal curfew. Has it been 2 months? We've been under a curfew, an 8 p.m. curfew here in Montreal. We still are. This is why I start the streams at 8 p.m. because where are you going? You're not going to be outside unless you're bad. Montreal curfew starts at 8 p.m. We're going to be moving the clocks forward on Sunday. Okay, the sun will set at 7 p.m. on Sunday. Now, when the sun sets, it doesn't just automatically get dark all of a sudden. It stays light out. It's going to be like basically 8 p.m. and the sun will kind of still be out. Okay, a week after that, it will be light out. What is the curfew going to be like? Are people going to comply when it's still light out and they can't go outside? I should have lined up that Simpsons clip. I don't have it here, but I wonder how this is going to affect the curfew. I just don't see how they can make it so. Or they could just move the curfew to 9 p.m. afterwards. That'd be a bit of a COVID life hack. It's not really a life hack, it's more of a profits hack. Anyways, I would love to hear you discussion on that. Okay, this is where the promo stuff begins. I said this would take 45 minutes, and jump in, Caesar's Sandfish. I could end this in a minute and a half. I started a podcast recently. Yes, because I'm a person in his early 30s, and he needs to get into your ear holes every Monday. So I do a podcast now every Monday. It's a 15-minute show. I talk to you what's going to be visible in the sky. I talk with somebody who's around Montreal, but the space stuff that they do. I talked to Erin Gibbons. She was great. She works on the new NASA Mars rover that's up on Mars right now. This is funny. She has to be on Mars time, meaning whatever the time is on Mars, she has to adjust here. So she has to adjust her schedule 40 minutes each day. And she put out this tweet a few days ago that said, what it's like to be on Mars time while there's a curfew here in Montreal. She couldn't go outside during the entire day. Anyways, very good there. If you do want to listen to it, the website, plateauastro.com/podcast. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. I interviewed somebody named Lisa Dang. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. And she studies exoplanets. She uses Einstein's general theory of relativity to discover exoplanets. Here in Montreal, people are doing this. It's not just Putin, people. Okay? It's not just F1. I got that wrong. Grand Prix. Newsletter. I do a newsletter too because I need to get into your eye holes every Monday. I don't have a real URL for this yet. You can go there for plateauastro.com/future-skies. Just go to the website and you'll see the link for Future Skies there. What the hell? Sorry. What the heck is Future Skies? Future Skies is a coloring book that I make. In fact, here's one right here. Basically, it is a book that will show you what the sky will look like here in Montreal through this year. There's 10 scenes for it. 20 bones. This helps me stay alive. This helps put tuna cans in the closet. Okay. Really helps to buy these. You can buy them at the website there. I also do free ones. Okay. There's a free one coming up March 19th, the day before equinox. Okay. This is what the sky will look like here in Montreal. You can download this for free. I'll put the link in a second here. This is what the sky is going to look like in Mile End. That's the church there, which I've learned a lot about. This is a Catholic church built in 1915, I believe. This church is over a century old. That's what the sky's going to look like. The moon and Mars will be above it, starting about 7:30 p.m. We'll see what the curfew's like then. Okay. You can download this for free from the website. I have them on my fence. So if you want to be creepy, you can message me and steal some from the fence. Again, go to the website, platoastro.com. You'll see future skies there. Again, for hire, if you got kids, classroom, hey, I'm happy to talk. They would love this, I'm sure. I can drink less coffee. You can tell me to do that. Go website /contact and support. Again, thank you. There are people here in the chat who I've seen. Thank you for your support so far. If you want to do it one time, that's fine. Or if you want to do it ongoing, hey, you're putting tuna cans in the, I think I said closet last time. That's where clothes go, Jack, not food. Cabinet, pantry. That's what I'm looking for. Go to website.com/support. That really helps a pal out. Okay. And that's where I live, basically, these places here. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Is there any other things here? Oh, we got a few other things. I'm gonna have to explain the Kramer I'm out, Jack. No, don't do that yet, please. CST equals curfew saving time. There we go. There we go. DST, CST. Ask her about the new one just discovered. Exoplanet? We find exoplanets all the time. And I've already recorded the interview. All right. Thank you so much, Jiminy. Thank you so much for watching. Oh my gosh, we got thanks coming all. We got thanks from Tracy. We got thanks from Aunts. My gosh. Hello, Ken, if he's watching. Yes, good. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you soon. Stay safe. Or wherever you want. Daily saving time. Move the clocks forward and don't touch them. Have a great night.